Hi and welcome to Geeks for Geeks. Can I have a quick +1 in the chat if I'm visible as well as equally audible? Then we would start right away. But before that, let me just turn on my preview screen to just check if I'm visible or not. Hi and welcome to Geeks for Geeks. Can I have a Hey Lalit, how are you? Okay, so hey Shyam Kumar, hey Lalit, and then Itachi of the Leaf. Then how to become expert on code forces? To become expert on code forces, you need to solve what is the current trend is. You need to solve A, B, C within the 40 minutes time frame without any wrong answers, and then moving forward in div 2. Okay, and div 3 you need to solve at least 5. Okay. Hi Geetika, how are you? Pradeep Gaur, hey. Swarath and Prabhu, hi. Fair enough. So let's start. We are sharp at 8. So today we would be discussing the interview series of Facebook, which was held today from 7 to 8 p.m. IST. And this interview series has two coding problems. We would go with the first one. So let us take the first one. The first one is quite a very famous question. So if you are not well acquainted with this problem, then consider learning it. Okay, and this is the, by the way, this is the first algorithm that I learned while in the journey of Mind DSA. So we are given an array ARR of n integers. Okay, find the contiguous subarray which has the maximum number, and you need to return its sum. Okay, fair enough. Let us first understand what is subarray, subset, and these all things. Okay, so suppose we have A1, we have A2, we have A3, we have A4 and A5. मतलब 5 elements है एक array में. Now what I do is I take out small segments from the array, and they can be continuous or they can't be continuous. Okay, suppose I take out this A1 and I write here A1. I take out this A3 and write here A3, and I take out this A4 and write here A4. Okay, fair enough. I take out, and this can be continuous and this can't be continuous. Fair enough. And this thing is known as subset. Okay, and the next thing what you need to do is, suppose I am physically present in front of you. Okay, so what you are willing to do is, you are willing to take only one organ of mine. Suppose you would like to take the tongue or the hand, but you can't take multiple organs. So either you need to take the whole upper body, which includes the heart, which includes the tongue, which includes the eyes, which includes the nose, or the next is that you just take out the legs or the abdominal part. So that is it. Okay, so it should always be continuous and it should be only one. Okay, this is the proper. So I can either take A2, A3 and A4, and a single element is also a subarray. Okay, so it always needs to be A3, A2, A3 and A4, and this is known as subarray itself. Okay, now a subset can be a subarray. Okay, and a subarray can be a subset. Okay, but it is not always true. Why? Because subset has the freedom to reject some of the elements in between it. Okay, and this is the meaning of contiguous. Okay, so you need to consider the subarray, and you want to take out the maximum of it. Okay, suppose this is 1, 2, minus 2 and 5. So let me just write it, and I would show you what is the brute force solution to it. So 1, 2, 3 minus 2 and 5. 3 minus 2 and 5. This is it. 1, 2, 3 minus 2 and 5. Okay, fair enough. So this whole array has 5 elements. Okay, so the largest subarray can be the whole array itself. Okay, the largest subarray can be the whole array itself. So let's start. And the minimum member number of elements in a subarray can be 1. So it can vary from 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. So suppose this question is given to you in the interview and you already know Cadence algorithm, but you need to start with the brute force approach first. So the smallest one would be 1. So we would start considering. Okay. So we would first consider this 1. Okay. And then what is the maximum amount that we have received? Till now we know that the maximum we have received is 1. Okay. Initially you can make it to minus infinity to also consider the negative elements. Okay. Next is 2. So this is greater than 1. So till now we have 2. Then we can consider this. Then we can consider this. Then we can consider this. Okay. So we have considered all the subarrays of size 1 and the element we have found maximum is 5. Then we would start with the subarray consideration of size 2. So we would consider these two, we would consider these two, we would consider these two, we would consider these two. Fair enough? Okay. Now we can see that the maximum number is still 5. Why? For this 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. 3 plus minus 2 is equals to 1. Minus 2 plus 5 is equals to 3. Fair enough? So we would remove this. Then we would start considering the next 3. Okay. And then we can consider these 3. 1, 2, 3. Then 2, 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 and 5. So 1, 2, 3 is equals to 6. Okay. Then we have 2, 3, 5. 5 minus 2 is equals to 3. Okay. Then we have 3 plus 5 is equals to 8 and then 8 minus 2 is equals to 6. So we would update the answer till now to 6. And then we would go to the second last, that is of size 4. So we would consider this 4 and we would consider these 4. Considering these 4 would make it 2 minus 2 is equals to 3, 3 plus 1 is equals to 4. And then 5 plus 3 is equals to 8, 8 plus 2 is equals to 10, 10 minus 2 is equals to 8. Okay. So we have the largest number as the 8 itself. Then let us consider the whole array because only one array is left. So we have 2 minus 2 is cut off. Then 5 plus 3 is equals to 8. 8 plus 1 is equals to 9. So we can see 8, 9. So we can see that considering the subarray of size 5, that is only 1, we get the largest value. That is the 9 itself. So the output is 9. So the approach that you would tell to your interviewer is the smallest size of the subarray can be 1 and the largest size of the subarray can be the size of the whole array. Then what I would do is I would start a loop from 1 to the size of the array and then I would go and iterate over all of them. Okay. And then whatever is the maximum I would return it. Now your interviewer would ask you the time complexity of this. You would be saying that considering all the n elements is taking big O of n, and then the considering for each n, for each operation we are considering a subarray of size n. So basically it would be n, for each operation we again would be doing n square operation. Then your interviewer would be telling you for each element you would take this element, then again take this element, so it would be n cube. Okay. Now your interviewer would tell you to optimize it further. The optimization further can be done like this. Okay. Suppose what can be done is, suppose we have this A1, A2, A3 and A4. So let me show you a little bit of, okay. So you would say that I would first consider these 3 elements. Then what I can do is to consider the next element, what I can do is I can move forward like this. I would just slide and then I would again slide like this. So what I can do is, in the slide, suppose this is A1, A2 and A3. In the process of sliding one iteration, what it is doing is A1 is getting out and A4 is coming into picture. So what I can do is, in n operation I can consider a subarray of size this. Okay. I would first compute the size till the size. So suppose A1, A2 and A3. Then I move forward, I add A4 to our answer and I subtract A1 to the answer. Then I move forward, I subtract A2 to form our answer and I add A5 from the answer. So basically we can use a sliding window approach. So from ON cube we are coming down to ON square. Now the next thing what your interviewer would do is, he would be telling you to optimize it further. To optimize it further, what you can do is you need to use the Cadence algorithm. Okay, so basically this is Cadence algorithm. It is already written the name of the question, so I won't be writing it again. So basically what Cadence algorithm tells us is we won't consider any particular size of the subarray. Rather, we would start move. So this is A1, this is A2, this is A3, this is A4, and this is A5 itself. And then, okay, now I would start from the first position itself. Then I would move. Suppose the value till this point is 0, then we move to the first element and the value got incremented. So we would update that value. First thing we would do. So मतलब अगर मैं आगे जा रहा हूँ, मैं मतलब इसका एल्गोरिदम ना इसका एल्गोरिदम थोड़ा मैं समझाता हूँ स्टोरी जैसा, तो ज़्यादा अच्छा समझ में आएगा. तो क्या करना है कि सोचो मैंने खाली बस्ता लेके घर से निकला, एक 10 रुपये का नोट मिला, मैंने वो उठा लिया. 20 रुपये के नोट मिला, वो भी मैंने उठा लिया. ओके, 30 रुपये हुए. नाउ मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, एक थीफ आया और उसने मेरे पैसे लूट लिए. अब क्या हुआ, उसने बोला तुम मुझे और पैसे दो. ओके, और पैसे दो, तो मुझे और भी पैसे देने पड़े, 30 के ऊपर फिर अपने भी पैसे देने पड़े, तो मैं तो माइनस में चल गया. ओके, तो मैं क्या करूंगा ना, उस माइनस से शुरुआत नहीं करूंगा, मैं होल न्यू एक फिर से चालू करूंगा फ्रॉम द पॉइंट 0. दिस इज व्हाट वी डू इन आवर डेली लाइफ. वी डोंट लेट आवर पास्ट affect us, rather we try to make fresh start each morning. This is what we do. So basically telling the whole scenario in English, what I am doing is, suppose I went out from my house and started collecting notes. I got a 10 rupee note, I got a 20 rupee note. The amount received is 30. Then I got a thief. He took up all the 30 rupees. Then he told me that give 50 rupees more. After giving 50 rupees more, 30, I would be getting a debt of minus 20. Minus 20. Then what I would be doing is, instead of continuing forward with minus 20, I would make a fresh start and I would start from the point 0. Okay. Now remember this storyline and just see the code. If you don't understand the code, I would start with the dry run of it, and then you would understand it much better. Okay. Now there is also a thing. Now I would show you one more thing and why I am taking this. So initially I told that the initial element, let's take it minus infinity, but here we are taking the first element. Why, I would tell you. Okay, then I start the iteration. What I did was I started adding the values. I started collecting the notes and money I am getting. Then if the money collected till now is greater than the money I have, I update the amount. Now suppose a thief comes and I fall into debt. So what I would be doing is I would be resetting this counter to 0, and then I would again start moving forward from the next step. Okay, now I would return the maximum. Okay, this is what is there. Now let me do a dry run, and after that I would tell you why I am taking the first element itself. Okay, so this is what was the element 1 2 3 minus 2 and 5. 1 2 3 minus 2 and 5. This is 1 2 3 minus 2 and 5 itself. Then what I start doing is I first consider the first element. So I have the sum till now as 1. Then I move forward and then I add this value, that is 1 plus 2. Then till now the value we had is 1. Now we have the value 3. So this would be max f would be updated to 3. Then it is not less than 0, so we won't do anything. Then we come to 3 again and then we add the value. So this would be this, and then the value till now is 6, which is less than 3, which is greater than 3, so we would update it. It is not less than 0, we won't touch anything. Then we move forward and get towards minus 2. Minus 2 we get, and 6 minus 2 is equals to 4. So it is 6, that is much greater than 4, and it is not less than 0, we won't do anything. Then moving forward, we take out this 5. So we take out this 5 and we add it. So till now we have 2 minus 2 is equal to 5 plus 3 plus 1, that is 9. Okay, so it would get added. Okay, so it would get added and then it would get updated. Why? Because 9 is greater than 6. It is getting updated. It is not less than 0. We won't do anything, and then we would return the answer. Okay, this is what is done. So let me just remove the person, this person. The user's message would be hidden. Okay, fair enough. Now tell me if this thing is clear or not, and remember the scenario. Always try to relate a algorithm with a scenario in every situation, okay? Few times. Okay. I would take your brain, Pradeep Gaur. I would be brainless then. How would someone get into more than 100 points? Was there any hacking phase? I don't think there is any hacking phase. I desperately need GFG. Can I get here? What do you want? Okay, you desperately need a girlfriend. If you want a girlfriend, you need to be successful, because everyone likes successful people. And there is no harm in it, and there is nothing mean in it. Everyone looks for better alternatives. For same question again, I get really, and GFG is okay with that. I got TL in 3 times because I didn't run around to check the constraint. Then I changed the into long line and solved the question. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks a lot, Rohit Kumar. It means a lot. I think DP would be okay if we're about to not in sub array. Yeah, fair enough. You were wrong in naive approach. It would be n square. Kindly correct it. No, it won't be n square. I would be telling you why. Because suppose this loop, this for loop would run from 1 to n. Okay, fair enough. Then suppose I want to consider a subarray of size 5. So what I would do is I would take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the first approach, we are not doing any sliding window. So next, on considering the next one, what we would do is we would reset all these values, and again we would consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, fair enough. So for each operation, suppose for 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. So for each of the operation, we are again and again. So this is n. So for 1n, for 1, we are doing n operations. Okay, so this would be running from 0 to n, suppose. Okay, so for n operation, we are again doing an iteration. So for n operation, we would be doing n square operation, and the upper one, this is what we are doing. Okay, sir, please explain. Yeah, there is a person in the leaderboard that got 115. How is that possible? Okay, fair enough. I would talk to the team and then I would let you know. Okay, just ask me in the Telegram group, I would let you know. Okay, fair enough. The second question was easy. Okay, very easy to be honest. And first tell me if the last question is clear to you or not, and I would just start a timer, and then let me just see how many people were able to solve the particular. So this timer would run for the next 1 minute. Quickly tell me if things are clear to you or not. Okay, fair enough. You are right, I'm wrong. Okay, I think I'm fine. But still, as we have 35 seconds left, I'm telling you. Okay, suppose एक loop चलेगा to consider the size. So n, ये एक n बाहर आ गया. Now, अब suppose मुझे 5 का सब एरे कंप्यूट करना है. ओके, देन 5 का सब एरे अगर कंप्यूट करना है तो फर्स्ट मैं 5 का लूंगा. तो एक 5 के लिए मैंने इतना किया, फिर वो आगे जाएगा तो हम स्लाइडिंग विंडो नहीं कर रहे, फिर से कंप्यूट कर रहे हैं, फिर से कंप्यूट कर रहे हैं, तो फिर एक n गया, फिर आगे गया, फिर n गया. सो वो 5 वाला, अगर ये 5 साइज का सब एरे है तो 5, फिर 5, फिर 5, फिर 5. तो हर ऑपरेशन के लिए n ऑपरेशन. तो अगर ये n रहेगा तो ये वुड बी डूइंग n स्क्वायर ऑपरेशन. n स्क्वायर ऑपरेशन यहीं पे हो गया. अब बाहर टू कंप्यूट द साइज ऑफ द एरे, that would take n cube operation. I hope I am clear. Still, if I am not clear, you are right, I am wrong. Okay, yeah, that's good, Geeta ka babbar. You can check the link. Okay, fair enough, you are right. Dry run for another case when max h is less than 0. Why we can't take max h less than 0? I'm telling you why. Because the question asked us was that it should at least contain one element. Okay, it should at least contain one number. Take example of all the negative values. Okay, so even if we take the example of all the negative values, it would get assigned at this point. Okay, okay, and that would remain. Okay, so I am telling you. Okay, let's move to the next question. Why? Because this is a very famous question. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so there are n trees in a circle. Okay, suppose there is a n tree that is situated in a circle. Each tree has a fruit value associated with it. Suppose there is each person and each person has some part of quality, and a bird has to sit on a tree for 0.5 seconds to gather all the fruits. A bird can sit on that particular tree and in half a second it can gather all the trees and move to the neighboring tree. Okay, so in total, to eat all the fruits from that particular tree and to move to the next neighbor, that is 0.5, half a second plus half a second, that would be 1 a second. Okay, and it takes once all the fruits are picked from a particular tree, she can't pick any more fruits from that tree. So it is just telling us that a tree has finite number of fruits. Okay, so the maximum number of fruits she can gather is infinite. So she can gather, so I can learn infinite number of things, but the resources or the knowledge that is available is finite. Basically in real life this is just opposite, but still we are coders and we love to take fake examples. Okay, so we are given n and m. Okay, we are given two values. The first one, n, is the time that is left. Okay, and m, Eric, and m is what, just let me see, the total number of seconds the bird has. Oh, this would be m. Okay, this would be m, and the n would be the number of trees. M would be number of trees, and the array containing ARR. So this is the array ARR, and maximize the total fruit value that the bird can gather. And the bird can start from any tree. So it can either start from 0, it can either start from 1, it can either start from 2, it can either start from 3. So a single observation that is enough is time to eat and move is constant. The only single observation that is needed to solve this particular question. Time to eat and move is constant. Okay, that is half a second. If done both, that is 1 second. Okay, fair enough. Now the next thing what it is given is, let me just copy the test cases so that it would be more clear enough, because the size is a little bit small, and then I take out this and I paste it here, and then it should be quite good. Yeah, fair enough. So if I'm given 3 seconds, then how many I can consider? Okay, so that is half a second to eat the tree and half a second to move to the next tree. So if the time is 3 seconds, I can eat 3 trees. Okay, I can eat 3 trees. Now the question is more easy than the previous question. How? Because we know that I can continuously eat 3 trees, and there is no point in pausing for a particular moment of time and then moving forward. Okay, so basically मैं समझाता हूँ. सब समझो कि मैंने 2 पेड़ के फल खाए. इसका कोई मतलब नहीं बनता है कि मैं बीच में रुक जाऊँ और आगे जाके फिर खाने लगूँ. Telling the same thing, translating that to Hindi, there is no point in eating a particular sub-array and then again considering one more and stopping in the middle. There is nowhere. Why? Because the case can never be negative. Either a tree can have 0 fruits, or it can have positive fruits, or in positive fruits in positive. That is it. So there is no point in waiting or not eating. So basically we need to consider sub-arrays over subset. Okay, so we need to consider sub-array. Okay, Now the question is absolutely simple. How? I would tell you that. Now what we need to do is we need to consider all the sub arrays. So up पता चल गया, we need to consider sub array of size 3. Why? Because to eat 3 elements we at max require m. So there is no point in eating less trees. If the number of trees available to us is less, then it is there. But if it is not, if we have ample supply of trees, there is no point in eating less number of. Okay, so what we can do is we can consider all the 3. Okay, suppose I considered, I stood at this point. Okay, I stood at this point and I computed the 3 values. Then I again stood at this point, I again computed the 3 values, I again stood this point and again computed this value. So standing at each point and computing the value will take n operation. So for computing, so I am standing computing, standing computing. So for all the n position, so for one position, so I would be talking. So for one position, I would take n operation. Okay. So for n position, I would be taking n square operation. And this is what I was trying to convey from my last person. That person was claiming that it would take n square operation. Okay, so this is why, because to consider only a subarray of size 3 we are doing n square operation. So to consider a subarray of n sizes we need so for one size, we are doing n square operation. So for n size we need to do n square multiplied with n operation, that is n cube operation. Okay, that is why. But still it might be the case that I am still wrong. Okay, and I am a human and I have no offense in making mistakes. Okay, fair enough. Still, first we would consider the first 3 elements, then we would move forward, and then we would consider the next 3, then the next 3, then the next 3, then the next 3. What I am basically doing? Basically I am doing the same sliding window approach. First I would compute 2 plus 1 plus 3. So that would be 2 plus 1 plus 3, that is 6. Then I move forward. Okay, I move forward to this, and now 2 get out and 5 comes in. So I would subtract this one and add 5, that is 5 plus 5 is equals to 10. Okay, sorry, subtract these 2 is getting out, that would be 9 itself. Okay, fair enough. Now the next thing what I would do is I would start moving forward. Okay, I would move forward and this time 1 would get out and 0 would come in. So 9 minus 1 plus 0, that is 8 itself. Okay, then we again move forward like this. So basically what we need to do is we need to first compute the size that we can consider, that would nothing but m only. So what we need now, the question boils down to the fact that maximum sub array sum of size m itself. Okay, and we would be doing sliding window to complete this approach. Okay, now let us move to the, so initially the sum would be empty. So we would first, so let us first copy out this test case so that I can do a dry run of this test case. Okay, now let's do the dry run. So we would go till less than 3. Okay, so we would add 1 plus 6 plus 2, that is 9 itself. Okay, now int sum, and we would say that maximum sum is equals to 9. So till now we have maximum sum as 9. Then we would, j would be equal to m. So one pointer would be pointing to the next element, that is 5, and one pointer would be pointing to this side element, that is I is equals to 0. Now what I would do is I would add this pointer and I would subtract this pointer, and I would move forward, move forward, move forward, move forward, move forward, move forward. But there is a twist in this. What is the twist? It is given that all the n people are standing in a circle. Okay, so basically they are standing this way. So let me write A1, A2 in terms of. So suppose there is A1, A2, A3, A4 and A5. So they are standing in this type of fashion. A1, then A2, then A3, then A4, then A5. So what we need to do is, suppose we need to consider a subarray of size 3. So first we would compute A1, A2, A3. Okay, it is done. Next we would move forward A2, A3 and A4. Then A3, A4 and A5 we would do. And the next what we would do is 4, 5 and 1. But how to do it? I would tell you. There is an interesting property that holds. Suppose this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is the circular array. This is a circular array and let's make it 6 elements only. Now what I can do is, suppose I want to consider the elements. After this, this element should report. What I can do is, I can take percentile of the size of the array, that is 6. So if I give the index 6, so 6 modulo, sorry, this is not percent, modulo. 6 modulo 6 is 0 and this would be pointing to here. Now suppose I want to go to 7. So if it is in a circular fashion, then the 7th element should point it here. So 7, okay, 7 modulo 6 is equals to 1. Say it is pointing here. Then I want to consider the 8th element. 8th element, if it is in a circular way, it should point to 2. So 8 modulo 6 would be equal to 2. So consider the size of the array as it is, just add a modulo to the size of the array. This is just a circular approach. Okay, fair enough. Now see this. Okay, this is what we are doing. Okay, and if you want to just learn more and read the theory part, which is absolutely necessary, consider learning it. And now if the sum we have received till point is less than the sum till present sum, we would assign it. Okay, fair enough. This is what we are doing, and then we are moving forward and we are returning what the last sum is. By the way, this if statement can be substituted with max sum is equals to max of max sum minus this. Okay, so this is done. Still I would wait for the next 1 minute, and if you have any queries, okay, that you think that should be resolved, I would be more than happy to resolve it. Okay, so now let us see. Second question was misleading. I see that is 0 0.5 second clause was not used at all. Yeah, fair enough. Kindly explain this Cadence. What unit can be reduced to finding the access of array with window size. I did window size is equal to 3 sliding window, but test cases failed. Why the test cases would fail? I just showed you. I don't know why the second clause was given. Does it test our thinking skills too? No, it doesn't. It tries to make simple questions seem complex. Okay, so it just checks your ability to summarize a particular problem. Okay, can I have a quick yes or no that you have understood or not? At least 3 to 4 people reply me. Please like the video if possible. Please like the video. I ended on a good note. Please like the video. It means a lot. Thanks a lot, Legend Gamer, for your reply. May I have more replies so that I can just turn off the stream? Thanks a lot, Pradeep Gaur. Thanks a lot, Shuhash. We missed this condition of circle. Yes, they are sitting on a particular circle, and this is a question of circular array. Thanks a lot, Shivam Kumar. It means a lot. So, Achintya Raj, Mafia, Pradeep Gaur, Shuhash, Shivam. Thanks a lot, Rohit Kumar, Lalit. Okay. Thanks a lot, Sudarshan. Thanks a lot, Kumar Gaurav Shaw. Thanks for attending this session. I missed some of the names as the chat is quite long. So if we have 3 to 4 to 2 to 3 consecutive trees with size 0, then there is no point in considering 1 second in that tree. 2 to 3 consecutive trees with size 0. 2 to 3 trees with size 0. What do you mean by that? Okay, yeah, if there is, so yeah, with size 0 means with the number of fruits as 0. Yeah, there is no point in considering, but we are trying to play it in a greedy way. Okay, so we are trying to see that if we consider the subsequent or the continuous elements, we can never fall in short. Okay, that thing can never fail. Even if we don't consider the 0, the answer would remain same, or it can be more. So basically we can always provide a better or a same value. Okay, but we would never fall into the trap that we are taking out value that is less than the value that we have desired. Okay, thanks a lot, Prabhu Kumar. Thanks a lot, Dhanjay. You seem down today, bro. The usual energy is missing. Are you okay? Actually, the thing was that I went to Kolkata for delivering my old laptop to my D. So my D took my old laptop, and I traveled from Kolkata, and I just reached 15 to 20 minutes ago. Quickly washed my face, ate some of the things, and then I started the stream. Okay. So thanks a lot. See you tomorrow. See you day after tomorrow in POD. Tomorrow's POD would be taking my Yash Trivedi due to his exams. Can you please explain how will we handle when I would point to the last window? When I would point to the last window, it would so what we would do is, suppose this is not a circular array, because this thing can't be explained if it is not a circular array. But suppose we have finite number of elements, so a1, a2, a3, a4 and a5. So basically if we want to consider a subarray of size 2, we need to stop at this point. So we can have a loop that, suppose this is I and the end part is j, this side is right hand side is j and this side is I. So we should continue the loop till j is less than the size of the array, and we can handle it, and this I would never touch to the end. If the size of the subarray is 1, it would touch to the end, but if the size of the subarray is greater than 1, we can just consider this case and j is less than n. Okay, and this j is less than n would even work if the size of the subarray is 1. Okay, thanks a lot, Pradeep Gaur. It means a lot. So if you're seeing the stream, after this thing is done, consider marking your attendance. That makes me feel good by just replying in the comment. Thanks a lot. Good night, everyone. I see no doubts coming in, so I would be turning off the session.